All right, our spotlight this week is History Trivia Game. This came out in 2023 from Dice Games. The designer is Jason Exum. It says 2 to 100 players, Michael.
I've only played it at 4. Just want to be clear on that.
Yeah.
Or 5. We had 5 at the table.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 30 to 45 minutes. The box says 14 plus. Board Game Geek community says 16 plus. Certainly this is not a subject matter situation. Maybe just a general knowledge thing of you need to have lived years and studied know things that have happened.
Our 15-year-old was doing a decent job.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be 12, 13, 14 and play this. If you play Trivial Pursuit, you can play this game.
Yeah, so History the Trivia Game is a battle of knowledge that allows players to dabble in various topics or double down on a single subject. The game begins with one card from each category face down on the main board. The categories include sports and recreation, science and technology, geography and landmarks, art and culture, and people and events. Starting with the youngest player and proceeding clockwise around the table, they select an available question card from the board. The player on their left reads the question from the card corresponding to the letter card on the game board. If the player answers correctly, they place the card in front of them. If they answer incorrectly, they discard the card. In either case, their turn is over. But before play resumes, the active player fills the space on the board with a question from any category. The first player to score a card in each category wins. The trick is that players can also use 3 cards from the same category to count as a wild card of any other category. The wild card rule allows players to theoretically win by correctly answering 13 questions from a single category. So whether you know a little about a lot or a lot about a little, you're sure to remain competitive in the History Trivia Game. This is a trivia game with strategy, and as I was approaching, we have to do an overview of this game. Trivia games are really hit or miss, and some people love them, some people can't stand them. And this one does something that I think is really unique that adds a level of gamesmanship into the game, which is the cards that you are choosing to put on the board. So if I know that Michael is very good in sports category, I might try to avoid that category on the board. Michael might try and load the board up with those cards. At the same time, if I know that Michael is one card away of the arts and culture card away from winning the game, I'm going to try and remove those from the game. So maybe I'm not strong at it, but I'm going to try and answer that question to get it off the board. And I really like that about this game, that there is that element of strategy. But because the categories are so diverse, you can load up on one if you're really knowledgeable in that subject.
Well, and in a competitive trivia game, it also encourages the rest of the table to gang up on the person that's in the lead. And that is a mechanic that I enjoy in competitive Euro games, in competitive gamer games. I really like when 3 people are coming at me because I'm slightly in the lead. Bring it, or I like teaming up to try to chase down the person who's in the lead. Doug, I haven't experienced that in a trivia game before, and in other games that we've talked about, whether it's Hive Mind or some of the other games that have the trivia elements in them, there's not that mechanic in the game. And that surprised me and stuck with me after we played it.
Yeah, I think a lot of trivia games suffer from a runaway leader problem. Every group has that person in the group that's like, well, they could probably be on Jeopardy, and they start getting on a roll.
Or they think they could.
Yeah. And they get on a roll, and there's in a lot of trivia games, there's nothing you can do to stop them. And in this one, there is. And to your point, the other players are going to start working together to stop the other that player from running away from it. So it's that's a cool approach as well. I think just being aware of certain things is that playing with teams can make this game move along faster. So if you have 5 players that are sitting around and each person is taking a turn answering question, you probably will go on a little bit of a run of, I don't know that one, or so close, or things like that. So if you do feel like the game is slowing down because of that, playing in teams is, because usually when we were playing the one game with 5 players in it, usually there were 1 or 2 other people at the table that knew the answer to the question. So I think that would be a way to keep the game going faster. And then the letter card, basically you turn over a letter card, and that is on all of the question cards. You are going to be answering, for example, question B on every card. So I don't know how many cards there are in the game, but there are 6 questions on each card, and you will not run out of cards anytime soon. Would you like to do a little bit of trivia here, Michael?
Yeah, bring it.
All
and
right.
Don't give me sports. Give me a different one, because I want to flex a little bit here.
Okay, I'm gonna give you an easy one first. What was King Arthur's legendary sword called?
You're putting me on the spot with an Arthurian tale. Excalibur.
That is correct.
Of course it's correct. Come on, bring it.
Okay, here you go. Which comedian both preceded and followed Conan O'Brien as host of The Tonight Show?
Whoa, preceded and followed. So that's late night. It's that British guy. What's his name? He's kind of crass.
No, that is incorrect.
Can't pull a name. Who is it?
It's Jay Leno.
No way.
Yeah, you don't remember that dust up where they announced that Conan was taking over like 3 or 4 years in advance?
I forgot it, because I associate Conan with the late. Right?
Oh, sure.
Being on super late.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, give me another one.
Okay. Well, geography and landmarks.
What's another choice?
Arts and culture.
We'll take geography and landmarks.
Okay. All right. Which U.S. Civil War battle was known as the Waterloo of the Confederacy?
Oh, gosh. Is it too late for arts?
Yes. Answer in the Discord if you know that one, or below in the comments. You want arts and culture. How about who sang backup vocals on Carly Simon's You're So Vain?
You're so vain.
Interesting.
You probably thought this song was about you.
We're going to get copyright flag, Michael.
Ronstadt? Linda Ronstadt?
No, it is a male singer known for his lips.
Oh, wow. Don't know.
He is a lead singer of a British band.
You're kidding me. Mick Jagger?
That is correct.
Whoa. See, that's what this game's awesome. And so we played this game with our spouses, and how many of our kids were playing? Was it just 1 or 2? Was it just my oldest? Was your oldest in there too, or were people milling about in and out?
People
and
were milling about, yes.
Yeah. I love trivia games. Love them.
Yeah, it's a great one, and this is one that I feel like couples can play and have a good time. Normally, my wife is not a huge fan of trivia games. Certainly, if my brothers and I are on a team together. And
Mick Jagger was backup singer for Carly Simon? What?
Yeah, apparently, that's what the card said. Do your own research. But I think this is a good trivia game that works around a large group of people and different varied backgrounds without having a runaway leader problem. And I think they have 1 expansion, maybe. There's a deluxe edition that comes with an 80s, 90s packet in there as well, a deck of cards. So
deluxe is okay. Yeah.
Well, that's what it's listed on as Amazon. So that is our spotlight this week. History trivia game.